welcome to the second part of this presentation. The video got interrupted, so I apologize about this and had to split it into two parts. So as I was talking in the previous, or as I was discussing in the previous video, we talked about citation generation or generating the right citation for your assignments, and of course we're talking about your students' assignments. Many tools are available. Just make sure that even if you don't know how to use this, just spend some time on YouTube, watch a video on how to do this, how to use free citation generators or generating references and citations on a Word. If I see any comments or requests, I will make a video to show you how to use this. Right. Paraphrasing. This is another good practice. Please encourage the students to use their own words, of course, but again, when it comes to the foundation level and maybe year one or level 4, it's a bit difficult for them, especially those whose first language is not Arab. It's not Arabic. It's not English. It's the Arab in me. So if their first language is not English, encourage them to use accurate paraphrasing, because this will be highlighted in Turnitin once they submit their work. And it's a shame they put so much effort and they put so much work. Life put pressure on all of us. Most of the students are mature students. They've got families, they've got work commitment, they've got everything happening with the pandemic. We're all suffering through this, so adding extra pressure by having their work being flagged as plagiarized or having high similarity is really adding further to the pressure that they're already in. So please encourage them every single lesson, every single lecture, every single seminar. Keep on repeating it. And I say to my students, I feel like I'm a parrot. I keep repeating stuff. But again, at some point it will sink in. So encourage them to use the right paraphrasing tools. So many students have been using Grammarly. So Grammarly doesn't really spot it's not a fantastic app in terms of spotting the high similarity and whatnot. And then they use it, submit their work, and what do we find? High similarity. Now another thing is that some students don't have high similarity, but when you read the text, it's utter gibberish. It doesn't make any sense. So I strongly encourage you to explain to the students how paraphrasing works, using the right word or the right alternative or the right phrase that would actually not lose the context. It doesn't lose the whole context of the paragraph. And once this is done, to add the accurate citation. If you don't know how to do it yourself, absolutely fine, absolutely understandable. Again, there are so many videos on YouTube. Just watch them, see how to use certain apps. I've got here Quillbot, maybe an option. Some might say, some students said to me, but it's actually paid for. There is sort of like an option to pay, but if they don't want to pay, this is absolutely fine, because there is a limitation on word count or character count. You can actually just paraphrase, use another lot, and so on. So there are different options available online. Good paraphrase bank or phrase bank. Phrase bank. The University of Manchester Phrase Bank is an absolutely fantastic tool that students can use. Now they can use at any level, from a foundation level to PhD level. I encourage my master's degree students to use it, my undergrads to use it. Anybody can use the University of Manchester Phrase Bank. It's a fantastic tool. You can get ideas for introducing a topic. You can get ideas for describing methods, conclusions, discussions, and findings. It's fantastic. And no, the University of Manchester are not paying me to promote them. Okay, moving on. Point 7. Oh goodness me, Spag. Now, some might disagree with me. I know you might say, what is she talking about? We can do this. We can use the Z for organization. We can use the Z for analyze. Absolutely, yes, you can outside a British academic institution. This is a British academic institution. If you write organisation, please write it with an S. It's not a Z. Please make sure that you use British English at a British institution. If you're working elsewhere or if you're studying elsewhere, any other part of the world, this is entirely your privilege. You use whatever English style that you want. But when it comes to my classes, when it comes to British institutions, academic institutions, please use British English. No analyze with Z, no organize with Z, no visualization with Z. I keep saying to my students, if I can, I'd pull out the letter Z from the keyboard. So please, practice what we preach. If you're saying this to your students, please make sure that your slides, your presentations, your contents actually is spelled accurately. So Spag is something that we encourage. Build a very good base for the students to become, the future CAD. At the end of the day, they are the employees of the future. They are the people who will be building our future. So set up a good base. Spag, spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Right, what do we have? Other good practices, images, templates, and voiceovers. Now, so many students add images in their slides or in their presentation or in their assignment just because it looks pretty. That's not the point of an image. If you are a lower level, or let's say maybe level 3, level 2, level 1, you can add images. However, if you're going to be adding images and you are an undergraduate or postgraduate student, please try and explain and justify why you're adding this image. So what you need to say, or what you need to encourage your students, or inform your students or encourage them to do as a good practice, is that if they add an image, this is what they need to do. Make sure that the image has a number. Make sure that the image actually has a title, has a source, indicate this, where they got this information from or where they got this image from. Cite it and refer to it in text, meaning if the student is discussing a particular topic, again, there we go, okay. So if the student is discussing a particular topic, what they need to do is actually big data is the pyramid of, let's say, the pyramid of information systems. We're identifying where each of the type of data or data is being used, whether it's a TPS, transactional processing system, or whatever. Throughout the, let's say they added the image of a pyramid, they need to refer to this in the text, saying, as displayed in the information systems pyramid, image 1, and then they go on to discuss this. So they need to refer to the image in text. That's one, again, refer to the image, give it a title, give it a number, give it a source. And finally, making sure that the image is clear. It's absolutely pointless adding an image when the reader or the examiner or the assessor can't see the contents. So please make sure that you encourage them to follow these steps when adding an image. Template, please encourage them to use their templates, or the templates available on Moodle. The template is really important. It has a university logo, it has the course title, the course code, it has a space for name and ID number and whatnot, and students sometimes forget to add their ID numbers. So please encourage them to use the university template. Voice over. Considering we're delivering most of our classes online and have been for a while now, some students don't know how to do the presentation with voiceover and how to add this recording or how to add their voice onto the recording. So I suggest that you go to Regent College website or to the video that I've done previously about adding a voiceover. Show them, teach them, support them, please. Right, there's my favorite bit, and I love this. This is absolutely fantastic. I've used this several times in class as well as in the seminars. So there are different ways in which we learn. I say to my students, or I say to my class, that the IQ, this is my personal opinion, again, if you disagree, this is absolutely fine. Like I said, it's my opinion, it's very subjective. I feel that there's the IQ level is not an indication of whether somebody is smart or not. The IQ test, if you have an IQ test, it's very specific. However, there are some people that shine and are absolutely smart and fantastic in other areas. Meaning, if you're going to do, if you want to judge somebody whether they are smart or not, or have a high IQ level or not, maybe they will not get a fantastic score when they're doing the test, but they could be geniuses when it comes to music. They could be geniuses when it comes to art. So there are different ways in which we can identify a person's level of intelligence. And building on that, just like we have different levels of intelligence in different areas, we have different learning styles. So the